Okay, I know. Finally, we get to do, well, I guess we were playing a good game. Kirby's Dream Course is very good. But finally we get back to something that involves actual Kirby lore, I think. That is Kirby's Dream Land 2. So I've got some goodies for that one. Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So here's the box art. Wait, that's not where that goes. So here's the box art for Kirby's Dream Land 2, the Japanese one. Look at how much fun this is. Wow. He's got animal friends. Rick and Koo. And Kine is there. Okay, this is actually kind of fun. They originally in the description they just call them Rick the hamster, Koo the owl, and Kine the fish. Maybe he's Kine the sunfish. He's clearly a sunfish regardless. And more recently they updated the language so he's Rick the hamster-like creature, Koo the owl-like creature, and Kine the sunfish-like creature. I think that's really funny. And surprisingly, the US box art is almost exactly the same. The colors are slightly different, although it's hard for me to tell if that is like just an image quality thing, but they kind of like how they retroactively established that Hello Kitty's not a cat. Kind of. I feel like what they meant is like she's not just, because I think it was like in response to someone saying like, does she use the litter box or something like that? So I think they were trying, it's like she's not a cat, she's a cat girl. She's more girl than cat. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's super weird. But yeah, now they're hamster. It's a hamster-like creature. He's not a hamster. He's a hamster-like creature. I guess that gives him plausible deniability. I don't know. I got some commercials. These are going to be something. Buckle up. So first, the Japanese Kirby's Dream Land 2 commercial.
3匹の強い仲間がついているのさ。スーパーゲームボーイならカラーでやんちゃ放題大暴れ。ゲームボーイソフト星のカービィ2新発売。
They didn't show us a lot of. Huh?
こんにちは。ゲームボーイブロス。君は何色?
I guess Game Boy Bros was part of a marketing campaign. Didn't show us a ton of it, but like very cute, you know, giant balloons and stuff. A little scary. I don't think anyone's ready for the US commercial. There are actually two. So these are interesting because they're clearly designed for the way that TV was formatted in the 90s. For having like an 11-minute episodes in a 30-minute block. But here we go.
What are friends? Friends are there to pick you up when you're feeling a little down. Friends are there to rearrange someone's face when they're acting like a clown. Friends are a hamster, an owl, and an owl in Kirby's Dream Land 2. If you ain't fighting on their side, then, man, I'd pity you. Will you be my friend?
Kirby's Dream Land 2! New from Nintendo!
Okay. So not only did Kirby not appear in that one, but I don't know if anyone else caught it. He said, friends are, did he say a hamster, an owl, and an owl? Did we hear that correctly?
What are friends? Friends are there to pick you up when you're feeling a little down. Friends are there to rearrange someone's face when they're acting like a clown. Friends are a hamster, an owl, and an owl in Kirby's Dream Land 2. If you ain't fighting on their side, then, man, I'd pity you.
An owl and an
Be my
owl.
friend?
Kirby's Dream Land 2! New from Nintendo!
And then they shout it, Kirby's Dream Land 2! Okay, so that would have been shown during the first commercial break and during a 30-minute block. This one would have been shown during the second commercial break.
What are friends? Friends are there to pick you up when you're feeling a little down. Friends are there to rearrange someone's face when they're acting like a clown. Friends are a hamster, a fish, and an owl in Kirby's Dream Land 2. If you ain't fighting on their side, well, man, I'd pity you.
Kirby's back, and the Flappy One brought 3 rowdy friends. It's a punked-up, powered-up Kirby and Kirby's Dream Land 2. New for Game Boy and Super Game Boy.
Will you be my friend?
Okay. That was awful. I think that might have been the worst US commercial yet. Just amazing. Amazing. Oh. Okay. Like, he killed a guy. That guy, when you spit him out, it was just the jacket. They come in, also, like, all of them have, like, angry teeth, including the owl. Like, wow. Okay, but fortunately, the game itself is good. And plenty makes up for what we just witnessed. So Kirby's Dream Land 2 was a game that utilized the Super Game Boy. Ooh. There we go. And using the Super Game Boy gives you like way more color than it normally would, and this kind of cool border. The border always seemed a little weird. Let me know how the volume is. It's a little hang on my end. Volume sound good? So the Super Game Boy border, the reason it put that there is because previously you'd be playing, like normally you'd be playing a Game Boy game on like a Game Boy, and you'd see the entire screen. The screen wasn't like, it didn't have curvature to it. But if you're playing it on a CRT monitor, which you would be with Kirby's, with a Super Game Boy, in that case, the top and bottom are cut off a little bit. There's curvature, so they just kind of made this big, thick border to make sure that you see the game in the middle of the screen, in the area that has the least curvature. So Kirby's Dream Land 2, yeah, they could try to upscale it, and it would, like, yeah, it was also the wrong, like a different aspect ratio. Kirby's Dream Land 2 is an interesting one. This one was also not done by Sakurai. Kirby's sprite is mostly similar to the way he looked in Adventure, but his like jump sprite looks very different. Like he's got these thick nubs, and his crouching especially is like, instead of just flattening out, he does this like weird squish, which is kind of cute, but it kind of gives him this like personality that he didn't have before. Yeah, SNES aspect ratios, and yeah, it really is. It's very interesting, because you might just say, oh, this is the aspect ratio that the game was outputting. It's like, well, yes, it's outputting at this res, but it's not displaying it at that resolution, and the designers knew that it wasn't displaying it at that resolution. Most of the time. Did Street Fighter 2 have a weird aspect ratio, like rectangular pixels? Yes, most of them did. Most of them have, like, rectangle pixels. Which is actually how I'm displaying it right now. So that it looks the way it's supposed to. So these... but I think that the Super Game Boy corrects that for the Game Boy. So it's like adjusted again, so that those pixels, I don't know. It's super weird. Anyway, copy abilities in Kirby's Dream Land 2 are very different than they were in Adventure. So here we have Parasol. Parasol is the first ability you get in this game. It works pretty much exactly as it does in Kirby's Adventure. So far, that's not too different. It doesn't say Parasol, though, it just has the icon. Which makes sense. We're trying to save more space. Ow. Also, they have these little stars. There are, what is that, 7 for each level, and, I think maybe you need to... Oh, no. They're like I think there's like a bonus if you get them all. I don't think they're necessary for the true ending. You like the palette? Oh yeah. Yeah, the way the Super Nintendo handles the palette is really cool, because it's still converting like that monochrome. So each area kind of gets its own like color, which is very cool. I made a SNES style jam game once, never again. Yeah, oops, I wanted to eat that. Let me try that again if I can. Okay, it looks like it's gonna respond. That's close. I have made an SNES style game before, and yeah, adhering to like the palette, getting it to look right, getting it to sound right, everything is like, it's a whole process. I do prefer ones where the two middle colors are complementary hues, though. Yeah, like, Kirby's Dream Land 2 has a unique palette. The whole screen's like, it's all red now that I'm in this room, for example. But most of them, like, they just kind of like, they did something a little more interesting. I think that's just, yeah, it's still fire. So, here we have our first animal helper, Rick. I totally forgot that it does that. Anytime you have Rick, it plays Rick's theme. Was there music to the level? Not anymore, there wasn't. So the way this works is it combines the powers. Like, Rick has his own ability for fire, whereas with Kirby, it just is, like, the fireball. With Rick, you breathe fire. And he otherwise doesn't do a whole lot. I think maybe he's a little bit faster. His ability is supposed to be like, he doesn't slip on ice. That doesn't come up a whole lot. Otherwise, I think he's just a bit faster and he can't fly. Also, like, they got a lot of use out of this little endgame bonus thing here. Because they use the same one in Adventure. I guess the star at the top maybe means like... Oh wait, actually now that I'm looking at the bottom, I still have one star left over. Okay, the star just means that it beat it. Yeah, so you just get... I guess you just get maybe a 1-up every so many stars. It's not per level. Did that Waddle Dee... Hold on. I didn't mean to run into him. Yeah, he runs at you when you're not looking at him. This looks nothing like the badass biker commercial. I want my money back. Yeah, pretty much. That's always the question. Like, for all of those US commercials, it's like, who is that for? like... I don't understand. Hope you like Rick's music, because we're just, that's what we're getting. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. So, this is why this is not my favorite. This is one of the reasons this is not my favorite Kirby game. Here it is, the Star Shard, or whatever it is we need in this game. How do we get through it? You need a specific power, which we don't have. Is there a way I can get off of him? I don't know if there is. But, yeah, you need a very specific thing, and it was completely untelegraphed. But maybe I can go back? Yeah. So that works. So at least for this one we can go back. In later levels, you can't. And you do need all of those, not just for 100%, but for the true ending. And, well, if we're here for Kirby lore, then we certainly need the true ending. I don't... Oops, that's what I get for looking over. This ability is not very good, though. Like, it attacks above him, so if there's an enemy in front of you, you're kind of just out of luck. I want the little star. He's got like a little hitbox in front. Can I have like a different ability, please? At least we get a little refill. Okay, I believe there's one star shard per world. Wispy Woods, have you been like thick? Like, am I gonna? Man, he's. All right, enough of that. I don't know if that was supposed to be a disguise or, like, something. Like, we get 3 Kirbys but only 1 Rick. I'm not Wispy Woods. Yeah, so we got the Star Shard for the first level. Level 2, Big Forest. That Big Forest sounds like the name of, like, an F-Zero stage. I'll have you get that apple rams into the wall. So this is, so far this is progressing pretty well. I just actively don't want the parasol. Alright, there's an ability I can actually, like, use. Who has, like, the most exciting music? It's really good, but it's also really short. And loot. Hey, hold on, what's going on up here? Ooh, cutter. Haven't gotten to the top yet. We'll make it. Yeah, Cutter is really good with Pooh, for sure. Okay, so here we don't have the correct power. We can hit the block, but what is that? I don't know. Seemed like that this owl could be a Mega Man boss. Yeah, pretty much. So wait, maybe that one's fire. Let me try fire. It looks like it has little holes in it, so I might think needle. Okay, it's not fire. So we gotta start, like, remembering what a lot of these things are, I guess. Can I get another copy ability, please? Also interesting is, I mean, I guess this is only a little interesting, but this game still has score. That was something that they, like, really held on to for a long time. Points in games. I guess I'm just gonna have to come back to this level, because I don't know what it is I need there. Oh, there's a needle. So if I was correct, then that means I need to come back. I need to replay the level to get the thing. Because that's the first needle that we encounter. So let's do that again. Yep. So the one with the little, so the one that looks like a sphere kind of. Is there? I can exit. I don't know if that's gonna. I'm gonna lose the thing, so we'll find out. The one that's a sphere was the parasol, and the one that with the holes in it is needle. At least that one kind of makes sense. Oh, I can just I can keep moving with that out. I know. And okay, this parasol with Pooh kind of creates like the tornado ability a little bit. That's pretty good. These days I mostly associate points with the shmup genre. Yeah, those do tend to stick to traditions. They also, like, I guess, make a little bit more sense there, because traditionally points would, like, it would be like every so many points you get like a 1-up or something. And those tend to be more, like, more of a challenge. How far can you get on the few lives we give you? I like it. This is, like, I think the only time you really see this enemy in Kirby. It's just the umbrella yokai for the parasol sub-boss. Already got one. It's Gooey! This is actually Gooey's first appearance. The director of this game, which again wasn't Sakurai, also directed, his name escapes me, but he also directed Kirby's Dream Land 3 and Kirby 64. And it kind of makes sense the way they, all three of those, I feel like maybe they're trying to, no, you know what? No, they gave me the parasol with the mid-boss. I'm gonna keep it. I guess it doesn't matter. There's only one shard per island. But yeah, the powers kind of work similarly in those. Two of them have the animal helpers. And they don't really have that Sakurai feel to them. Yeah, we got the 1-up. But they do tend to have, like, a lot of cute creatures. This one's very similar to Lololo and La La La. Just maybe a little bit more interesting. But it's just a cute animal. Like, did this thing even do anything wrong? Just living its life? Probably trying to protect its babies. Whoop. Yeah, 64 had a very similar UI to this. And it also used like the kind of powers as elements kind of thing. Whereas like in Adventure, each of the copy abilities was like a very like discrete. Okay, cool, that counted. I get to keep that. Very discrete like power. Whereas here they're like in these three games they're kind of like versatile. Level 3, Ripple Field. So, this is where we meet Kine. And we are treated to, well, we were being treated to the, Float Islands song, but helper themes take precedent, I suppose. I don't know, I personally think maybe it could play the theme when you get them, and then just after that, maybe don't. Kinda makes me not wanna... Ooh, let's try that one out. Not have the, the animal helper. Alright, that still lets me use stone underwater, which maybe you could do, but... a lot of the time it just makes you spit water if you try to use a copy ability. Oh, I want that. I don't need it, but I want it. Collectibles have never been about whether or not you need them. Well, that's where that goes. Yeah, I don't know if this is really too distinct from the usual stone ability. Not ideal for this situation. I don't know if there's a way to like to dismiss the helper. At least so far they show us the shards. I kind of want that parasol here. Oh yeah, the parasols have little eyes on them, so I guess those are also... They also have the kind of like yokai look. Oh, maybe I did want stone here, huh? Or maybe... Maybe there's something else. So this kind of just looks like a big squishy, but it's got spark power. That's pretty cool. So this is the sunfish-like creature. And, he can swim. And that's about it. He's kind of like the frog suit of this game. And otherwise kind of just doesn't really do anything. I feel like he's sometimes just kind of a joke. Some of his powers are actually like bad. Oh, but this one lights up the room. Let's just see a room with a bunch of stars in it. His music's not too bad though. Alright, what's fire gonna do? As I was saying, so you can shoot a fireball out of water, but in water, that doesn't work. I mean, it works about as well as you might expect it to. How does this one work? I think I remember this one. Pufferfish, I guess. Kirby is using the power as normal, and he's just like, whoa, whoa, wait. It seems no better than the normal spike. Or needle, I think it's called. Seems like for both Ku and Kine, like, Kirby's still using his own inhale. Like, Kirby's the one sucking in enemies, but for Rick, Rick actually does it. I need something better than this. This ain't cutting it. Parasol. Ah. Incredible. It's, again, not good. I just keep getting hit. Okay, the shard must be in here somewhere. They're giving this to me, so... How is that not a collision? Eels and pipes. Eels and pipes. Okay, what's down here? Oh, that's got to be something here, huh? Mm. The pipe eel in its natural habitat. Pipe. I'm really suspicious of that room. Like, could there be something else in there? Surely, there's a reason why it's dark. No, they don't give you spark. I wanted that. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Yeah. May I have some food? Mayhaps? Whoa, frogs. When these frogs were introduced, I think they were just called Slippy, but now they're called Sir Slippy. They've been knighted. I don't know why. Also interesting is that Sir Kibble in the and I guess we'll see it eventually, in the credits of this game, is called Load Kibble. And that one's interesting to me because I'm pretty sure that Load Kibble is just a mistaken transliteration. I think that Sir Kibble was like written as Lord Kibble, and then like they tried to figure out what is Lord Kibble? Load Kibble? Okay, sure. You want to get... Here, come on. No! Kaiba, please. Kaiba wants to be on my lap. Every time. I didn't see the thing. Oh, we just gotta spit him out. Okay, so I think that one room was really suspicious. Nope, can't eat those. Let me, get a better power. I want the, I want the spark. It's like right in here, yeah. You can't crouch with Kine. Okay, this is not going well. Got him. Hi, Gooey. Okay, please tell me I get to keep it. Yay! I don't know why he was named Kine. If that was like a translation thing or what. I have to look at the kana for his name. He might have even had a different name, because, like, I mean, Rick could have been Rick, in Japanese, or maybe it was, like, Riku or something. And so they could have just called him Riku, but they're like, Rick, yeah, Rick the hamster. This seems like probably the best power for him so far. The rest are kind of like not great. They like to give those stars, which don't respawn when you start the level over, but not like health. Aha! I knew it. I knew there. Like, why would this room be dark? I swear, if this is like, no way, dude. See, I needed this ability to even get into the room, but like what? Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't know how to exit. Like, there are only like 2 buttons. Well, it wasn't that one. Yeah, I think, I don't think it's this power, though. I think it's a different one. So, now I know where that is. Which means I have to get a different power. I also need to, like, try to memorize those abilities. Like, the blocks for them. So, it wouldn't be fire, because it has to be something that can attack down. We also need Kind to get into that room, so it's gonna be something that he can use downward. Maybe stone. Like, I wouldn't expect it to be something that's too far away, but you really never know. I think in later levels they do... Yeah. They do have things that are like you need an ability or a character from outside the level. I feel like they could have made that a little bit easier to leave. And we're still low, so I'm gonna try to beat this level, I think. So I can get some, like, HP back? Kind, derived from Kai. An onyomi reading of C. Well, there we go. That was, like, lost in the translation. As a kid, I didn't really think about it, so I was like, okay, Kind the fish, sure. I guess that works. You kind of just accept things. It's always gonna be someone's first name hearing, like, George. This might have been someone's first Rick. I was like, okay, yeah, Kind, sure. A name I haven't heard before. Okay, we got out with a little more HP than we started with. Alright, and we get a refill and a 1-up. On to the boss. I'm thinking this might not be the best power for this. So this guy, his attack patterns are very reminiscent of Kabula. We've seen that. We've seen Kabula's attack patterns show up in like all the mainline games so far. Dreamland was, of course, just Kabula. Oh, I guess that wasn't so bad. And then in Adventure we had Nightmare. And this one we have this fish, which, like, instead of flying, you're, like, in the water. Bye, kind, you're not very useful. Okay, I think I'm gonna come back to this game, but I want to take a small detour to show one other. Kirby's Block Ball, that's an interesting one, but it's not a game I want to play long term. This one, however, is I will say moderately fun. So this is where it kind of starts to like get a little bit more, I don't know. There are 4 stages. The first 3 islands only had 3 levels each, and this one has 4. Why does this guy not die? Oh, he's just here to destroy the helper, I guess. That didn't feel... It didn't really feel like there's anything I could have done about that. I don't know. Alright, so I guess we need fire to open that. Fortunately, it's right here. We're learning the different, I went right under him, that's funny. Learning what different power-ups I need. Oh, okay, this is... I guess I just leave. Just walk away from him. Man, I almost feel like I need like a hack that just plays the stage music instead of the helper music. I feel like maybe I want that better. Maybe not. It looks like we're getting stone anyway. Oh, this is pretty good. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Wow. Oh, there's nothing. At some points, I just have to, like, trust that they aren't gonna, like, hide a secret in, like, just some place that I can't reach or something. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He can't fly. So, okay, oh. We're just gonna do it this way. I want that. Oh, interesting. Like, we can walk down here because, like, we're kind of out of the wind, but as soon as we jump up... That's neat. Oh, I missed. I think it's very silly that it kicks sandals at you. Okay, surely Ku can fly against this wind. He can, but very slowly. You can break that block with fire. Oh, okay. I thought this was a pick a path. Fortunately, those tiles weren't enough to hide like a door. Is this just the level? I thought I was in a secret. Okay, now down there. Huh. And just hand me all the powers here. So yeah, I guess this is like, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is your training that you gotta. Let's just see what was down below before we continue this way. Well, that's fun while it lasted. I don't like that guy. He just takes away your friend. That definitely kind of felt like I was maybe missing something. It's gonna be my prime suspect if I don't find anything here. We want that true ending. I think we're going in a circle. You really go straight down with that. Why is that shaped like that? I don't think that's a good idea. What are we gonna get? We get the fish. Or we're gonna want the fish. Yes, we are. Kine just freezes himself in the water. But otherwise, that's a really good one, because you can just move around freely while freezing enemies. You just... maybe does it a little too much. I guess I could just not do it too much. Oh, I think you get less time when you're in the water. Which makes sense. Oh, the face that I hate. Oh, no getting out of that. So, Kirby's Dream Land was designed with like, get out of here, with like new players in mind. So there were a lot of like, Kirby's Flight is like a failsafe against, you know, falling in holes. But well, this game wasn't made by Sakurai, and I mean, I guess also people playing this likely had played the first one, because this is pretty late in the Game Boy's life cycle, and well, it was a sequel. So when you have an animal helper, you lose that flight, which makes it kind of tough a lot of places. Definitely missing something here. No, wait, we still got one more level. Let's see. Maybe the shard's in here. I think, I'm not sure about this. I'd have to like, whoa, really? I'd have to, pay attention, but I think that the color of the room is when you're fighting a sub-boss is based on the power that that boss has. I need to see if that's true. Oh. Okay, they gave us fire, so I'm gonna just keep the fire, see if that's the right move. Usually, if there's something that requires like a certain power, like, keep the one they give you. I like that the little chicks make a little tweet sound. It's the same sound from let's see, they give you some more of these guys. From Kirby's Adventure in the egg catch minigame. What was down there? Spikes. Okay. You know, I could have not done that. I had a feeling there was something over there. Yeah, for sure. And I definitely need the fire because there were ice blocks. And I definitely need Kine because there was water. Okay, I think it's in this level. Gooey. There's a very small chance that instead of gooey, it is what has only ever been called a girl blob. And, You need to find that for 100%. Not for the true ending, just so that it says 100% on your save file. This is actually a pretty good power when you're not... Oh, controller died. For a second I thought the game crashed, but no, it just pauses. My controller runs out. It's very weird. I've never actually had my controller, I don't think, maybe like once, but I almost never have my controller run out of batteries at the exact moment. Like it's almost always like either when I can pause or like between levels or something. It's like I'll finish something and then it's like, wait, why can't I move now? Oh, it died. That's some timing. There's stuff all over there, so definitely need to get in the middle somehow. And yeah, see, those blocks we can destroy. I need to pay close attention. That's spikes. It's not there. This is... yeah, that's what it was. And you need kind specifically... I guess... wait, what? Okay, hold on. There's gotta be a way to get out then. What am I missing? I feel like I've tried everything. Maybe we don't want kind? Okay, if there's a way to just exit fish, I don't know what it is. Wait, but I... how do I lose fish? I guess maybe I just have to, like, die? Wait, I didn't die. I maybe should have done that. I would lose the, actually, no, they do give some more. Oh, okay. You just... that was Kind's health. Okay, I think there's some more fire at the end of this room. It's kind of funny that the little chicks have the very same like movement pattern, behavior as Cappy. Yeah, that's super weird. I guess, I don't know if that was actually a soft lock or... wait, nope, we definitely need to have him. Or some other power. We definitely need to have him. Okay, then there's something that I'm missing. That is an interesting puzzle. Also, there's no dash in this one. Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick. So let's see. Kirby's Dream Land 2 Exit Helper. Oh. Okay. Dismiss has... If you don't have a copy ability, then you would dismiss the ammo friend. The thing is, I'm not sure if Kind's the one I need there. Because I think I need Ku to use fire downward. So let's... I think maybe Ku is in this stage. No, actually Ku was in the last stage, in the stage before this one. Because I remember starting that stage with Ku. Yeah, it was definitely this one. What a mess this one is. At least this guy only takes 3 hits. You spit things at him. Okay, and then we exit. Good. So yeah, they turn it into like a big puzzle around this point in the game, and it doesn't get easier. Haiku. Oh, Rick. Wait. Wait, that was... No, that was... It was giving us Gooey when we had Kind. And now it's giving us Rick? Huh. Well, Rick's not what we need either. I think we... So, I guess it gives you a random one. It must. That's very weird. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the one we need, because I need to be able to break the ice, which requires fire, but I also need to be able to use the fire downward. I don't actually need... We'll see. Maybe that's enough to go through that space. If it's not, then I'm gonna experiment with something. So we can do that. I don't think we can get these again. Yeah, no. Oh, no, we can. Okay, cool. In I think Adventure, like, you see, like, I think that might have been a 1-up. That one's gone. Even the health items would not respawn. Nope, we need Kind. So we have to get in here... with Kind. And fire. How? We drop down here... He spits the fire forward. Wait. But we also need to break ice here. Oh, he could break the ice from the side, I think. Okay. Maybe there's a way to jump higher with him that I was missing. So you can't drop them and then get back on them like you could in Dreamland 3. Definitely interesting. I don't know why it gave me Rick that one time, though. Yeah, now it's giving Rick. This game confuses me. Okay, let's just go to a place where we know we can find Kine. Here, he was in this stage. Interestingly, this game does not have a mix ability at all. Wow, that does very little damage. I don't need to play through the stage, though. Wow. Getting absolutely nothing. That guy always looked like Calvin to me, from Calvin and Hobbes. He's got the same hair. Yeah, now it's just giving me Rick. I got gooey out of that from having Kine. I don't get it. I think I might know where I messed up. Okay, so I think that there was a, I think some of the ice was like one tile higher. So I could stand on it without breaking it. Let's see if I was correct. Yeah. Wow. I have to break this ice. And then not that ice, or I get soft lock. That's so crazy. This is like some Mario Maker design. And then I think I have to just... I didn't want to do that! I didn't want to do that. Watch me need it. Watch me need it. That's actually crazy. That is actually crazy. You have to drop your fire. That's so elaborate. Wow. That's impressively elaborate. Whoa. We don't want Rick. Were some of the puzzles in Great Cave Offensive that complicated too? Not as much so. They didn't... I don't think there was a spot where they made you spit out a power. I don't think they ever did that. Like, cause that is something else. Let's see something. Okay, weird. My Twitch stats had frozen for some reason. Man. No, I don't want to be in this room. I don't... That disappears. There we go. Yeah, it's totally random which guy you get. Sheesh. I think that, like, when you get a tomato, it doesn't actually refill your HP if you have a helper. Alright, we got what we need. We have the fish. We know what we need to do. We actually kind of were doing it correctly before. We just messed it up. Dude, that's very, very hard to avoid. I like the little wiggle. Those two blocks are, like, harder than they need to be to hit. You can easily die there. Okay. Try it again. This is very, very involved. Like, somebody was devious on this one. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, I think we did it. I think we did it. Oh. That one was rough. That is crazy that happened. It just, like, did the... Oh, I didn't pick up that tomato. That's okay. That's okay. Did the example fireball, which drops the cannon. Boss time! This guy... Why is... What? That was weird. Oh, because he's actually breathing ice that is getting hidden by the... hidden by this, the fire spray. You gonna give me like something I can use to attack? Wow. Why does that hurt you? The little shards on the ground that are just gently passing by. I feel like this guy just doesn't have a lot going on in terms of animation. Just kind of like moving around a tiny bit. You can't eat those. Alright, one more. Wow. Red Canyon. That is the name of an F-Zero stage. Big Forest, Red Canyon. Okay. This one has 5 levels, does it? This is where I'm gonna stop today. This was fun.